So, hello everyone once again, and I, Prateek, the moderator of this session with Mr. Ankit Roy, welcomes you to the PragatiE Vichaar Literature Festival, one of its kind 24 hours authors marathon. And starting with the introduction of the speaker we are having with us, he is Mr. Ankit Roy, the writer of the book The War of Canneti. It is a fictional novel which Ankit has written, and the topic of the session is Sustainability Warrior. So over to you, Ankit. Please start by introducing yourself to the audience.
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Ankit, the author of The War of Canneti. I'm an entrepreneur I have a business here in Bhopal. I work on climate change and global warming. Basically, we try to inspire people to adapt environmental products that have environmental benefit, such as solar rooftop maybe, or electric vehicles and biogas systems, portable biogas systems. I decided to write this novel because I think story has a hidden messages, and it's very easy to convey your message through a story rather than just speaking or giving a lecture probably. So that is the reason why I went with this novel. And
That's great. So we'll start with the question straight away, Ankit.
sure.
How has the transition from completing a degree at an engineering college to becoming a writer been? Please talk about your journey.
Okay, so my engineering days, I was selected for a software company, so I went to Delhi to work there. It was very adventurous. I had quite a lot of mishappenings and good memories and bad memories, everything, including one of the worst that I remember. I was abducted by one of the drivers in Ghaziabad and left at Mohan Nagar Chauraha or somewhere. So I had to come back naked all the way at 12 o'clock in the night, midnight. And
Yes.
that is one of the experiences that stand out. Anyways, experiences are a different thing. I think the journey that I went through, the things that I've learned, and the that's what I think constitutes the message that I want to convey through this novel, and that is the reason why I became an author. I realized that I understood quite a lot of things through all this different roles that I've played in my life. I have been a researcher once. I have been a software developer. I was in the media marketing business, digital marketing business for quite some time. Then
That's
I
good.
came to this sustainable energy business. My own entrepreneurship journey has been something of a roller coaster ride, and all this stuff I think gave me learnings which I think I must share with the generations to come.
What I think is entrepreneurship without a roller coaster ride is no fun. मजा ही नहीं आएगा
That
अगर
is true.
yeah. I mean, that is something else. You have to be at your peak
Yes.
and at your lows. Anyways,
That teaches you things like perseverance, patience, and the real meaning of it, not the bookish meaning. Like when you
exactly.
read about a hero in a story, you can relate to that guy, because when someone has the same experiences or maybe something relatable, that is how a story goes forward and connects with the reader. That is the kind of thing that I try to do in my novels. I like to take these little incidents, try to connect it with a common piece, and even if it is a fantasy fiction, like for example this one is a science fiction, so even in a fantasy world I've tried to connect with the base emotions and the base problems that a human can feel.
Yes, that is so true of you. Okay, so moving ahead with the session. The session is all about the sustainability warrior, and you as an individual seem to be a great supporter of sustainability. Please share your inputs of taking this war for the sustainable environment individually rather than pointing towards each other. What we have been doing for past many years.
Yes, I've given it a thought. I think people, yeah, governments should put aside their political agenda and try to understand the problem on a very basic level. A very simple example: there are places in Africa and even in India where uh, people don't have never even seen a proper paved road. They don't have the basic civic amenities. In
Yes.
Ethiopia, children starve to hunger. That one particular photograph that sent outrage around the world, where a girl is dying and a vulture is just sitting there to eat her up. That kind of things are happening in the world. And on the other hand, we have cities like New York, cities like Tokyo and Shanghai, Mumbai, Delhi, where opulence is all over the place. So, when it comes to climate change and global warming, it's not only the industrialization that has actually deteriorated the actually मतलब जिसने planet को एकदम बिगाड़ के रख दिया, सिर्फ वो दोनों चीजें ही नहीं है. Human greed is a very big reason, and I've
Yes.
pointed it out in my novel. The second chapter itself speaks of this particular greed that, if not controlled, will eventually destroy everything that we know hold dear. But the world has the power to come forward. Like when the ozone layer, the hole in the ozone layer was discovered by a scientist, the world came forward and signed a treaty. Everyone signed on those particular papers which banned aerosols throughout the world. We and
Exactly.
everyone सबने अपने differences भुला दिए, उन papers पे sign किया. आज हम CFC aerosols use नहीं करते हैं. Ozone layer is healing again, which is a good news. So world has the power to do things. हमें अपनी प्रायोरिटीज सेट करनी चाहिए. हम इंडिया को या चाइना जैसी कंट्री जहां पे बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट हो चुका है ऑलरेडी, और इंडिया जहां पे इतना डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ है, या अफ्रीका, इनको हम फोर्स नहीं कर सकते कि आप ये प्रोटोकॉल्स फॉलो करो. रादर द वर्ल्ड शुड कम फॉरवर्ड एंड on a city level and help provide basic amenities to everyone.
Yeah, the thing actually you mentioned was really true about the human greed. And if human greed would have never existed, शायद हम आज यहाँ बैठ के sustainability की तो बात नहीं कर रहे होते, obviously. So
Yes,
it has already led to the worst of the planet. So I hope it.
it has led to two world wars. It has led to the development of something called a nuclear weapon that will, if used again, will cause massive havoc around the world. And it
It
is a big thing.
exactly. It has led to the formation of the virus, which is not get, which is not this you're setting us free. So that is
Yes.
so that is all about human greed. I agree with you. Okay, so the next question stands here is like, what inspired you to write about the book that keeps searching for a totally new planet, that is Canneti? So नया
Um,
planet कहाँ से आ गया अचानक से?
See, I thought that अगर हम एक journey कर रहे हैं through a planet that is already collapsing on itself, then what would be the best option? What can humans do if the planet is destroyed? What will they do? There is only one thing that they can do. They can colonize other planets. Most notably, they will first colonize Mars by terraforming, and maybe lunar, the moon. We have landed on the moon. We have the technology, and maybe in the next coming 10-15 years, we would have all the technology needed to carry a huge payload into space, and through travel through huge technology. Let's see, it might happen. And people have explored this in series such as Star Trek and Star Wars and other such
हाँ,
science fiction novels and series. So
exactly.
it might happen. And if something like a catastrophe happens on Earth, एक ही ऑप्शन बचता है, या तो हम मर जाएंगे या कहीं और जाएंगे. ऑब्वियसली हम कहीं और जाएंगे, क्योंकि ह्यूमंस की बचने की जो विल है वो आज तक जिंदा है.
Exactly.
इसी कारण हम सबसे सक्सेसफुल स्पीशीज हैं.
Yeah, just about the one thing that we do not want to die.
We do not want to die.
So is this fiction all about the writer's fascination?
I would say it is more of inspiration rather than fascination. I was inspired by some great science fiction writers, and I was also inspired by the fact that if I need to convey a message, it should be bold, it should stand out, it should be in fluorescent colors that people can see. The first chapter itself, I described Mumbai devastated, completely destroyed, submerged in water. So that kind of an image, जो आप book पढ़ते ही आपके दिमाग में आएगी एक बार, that will stand out. Maybe the next 100 or 200 readers who read this book, the new 200, 300 readers who read this book, will see this vision that I have tried to impart through the book, and maybe they will adopt. At least 10% of them would adopt solar and electric vehicles and
Yeah,
biogas, maybe.
exactly. And
And
well,
even
when you
if
say
10%,
that, yeah, when you're saying that, imagination की आप बात कर रहे हो, fascination starts from the point, where human starts to fade the imagination. उसको fascination का नाम दे देते हैं. It is something like very unusual. काफी
Yes.
हंसते हैं लोग fascination के नाम
Fascination would be if I go on and on about the other planet and start creating a new world like Game of
पे.
Thrones, which
Exactly.
I am planning to do. That would be a fascination
Yeah,
with this power.
exactly. I agree with you, Ankit. Okay, so moving ahead, are you able to move your mind parallel to the environmental summits that are happening around the world in the name of sustainable planet? And recently, also one summit has been announced in Abu Dhabi 2022, the environmental summit. So, do you think that these environmental summits are, are providing something in favor of the planet?
Well, awareness तो होती ही है. People get aware that something climate change or global warming is happening and it is not good for the planet, and people are taking action. It's good
Mhm.
that people are taking action. They are having these summits, and to follow up is a major part of it, because that is how people like me who are passionate about the subject come to know that what is really happening around the world. I'll give you a
Exactly.
very small example. When I started my business here in Bhopal, there had been a policy for adopting solar rooftop since
Yeah.
2012. Since
Yes.
2012. I started my business in 2016, and I can guarantee you, I remember I did the market research. There was not a single installation, solar rooftop installation in the state. So, what
That
was
is
the policy for?
yes. The awareness is still not there.
So, what the government failed to do, I won't blame anyone, but the government failed to aware the people, and they also failed to give a proper justification of the rules that they are described in the gazette notification. अगर वो रूल्स डिफाइंड होते, अगर वो प्रोटोकॉल्स अच्छे से पता होते लोगों को, बिजनेस करने वाला बिल्कुल करता है, एंटरप्रेन्योर अपने आप खड़ा होता है, बिजनेस करने के लिए सब तैयार है.
Exactly.
रूल्स इतने कॉन्वोल्यूटेड थे कि उसको करना नामुमकिन था. फिर
हाँ.
बाद में एक पॉलिसी आई, हमने भी बहुत लेटर्स लिखे. आई हैड टू बैटल थ्रू probably a year of shit from the government authorities. I wrote 14 letters to the government, directly to the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and the Ministry of Renewable Energy in Madhya Pradesh Nuclear Department. Sorry, Renewable Energy Department, RED. So
Okay.
ultimately, उन लेटर्स का फायदा ये हुआ कि जब आप कुछ दस्तावेज लिख के देते हैं तो उसका रिप्लाई आना पड़ता है. तो अल्टीमेटली दोज reforms were changed. I was able to do this because I keep up with these awareness sessions and the things that are happening around the world.
And
ये
that
बहुत
is really
important है.
important in today's world. If somebody is leading that awareness program, awareness ये session, तो काफी अच्छी बात है.
Yes, and एक learning और होती है awareness sessions से. These sessions are not approachable to everyone. कुछ लोगों के लिए
Yes.
बहुत हाई लेवल हो जाता है तो वो नहीं देखते हैं या फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. कुछ लोगों का अपना एजेंडा होता है आईएएस में एग्जाम में या किसी चीज के लिए पढ़ना है. लेकिन
Yeah.
कुछ लोग जेन्युइनली जो केयर करते हैं और समझ नहीं पाते.
This is
तो
a very
हम
harsh
लोग.
reality of the Indian society कि हम बहुत ज़्यादा unaware crowd है. We are having the second most population in the world. And अगर सच बताया जाए तो I'm sure कि 50%, तो मैं कम ही बोल रहा हूँ, 50% से ज़्यादा ऐसे लोग हैं जो highly unaware है about the things going around in the country and about the scenes going on. So totally agree
Yes.
with you. And when I see the people like you who are leading this awareness program is a beautiful thing. Well, it should not be counted in because सबको करना चाहिए, but वही है कि एक lot में से कोई नहीं कर रहा, but still there are people who are actually caring about things. So that's a really great stuff you're doing, Ankit. I must appreciate you for this, and the
Thank you.
audiences would be really loving the thought you're possessing to them and the knowledge they are getting from this session. So yeah, I'll move ahead with can you provide some self insights into how people should move to take care of the resources that are getting depleted day by day? So
We actually have some training sessions here for industrial training and training for students, and free of cost sometimes, sometimes paid. I always push this single message to them. आप energy save करो and adopt renewable energy, and if you cannot afford it, किसी और को आप समझाओ. But
yeah,
the message should pass on. It should become a mass movement. If I am able to inspire one guy and that one guy is able to inspire one more guy, in essence I am inspiring three guys. So that is how the message should pass on. अगर 10 लोग ये बात बाहर मार्केट में जाके बोलते हैं कि सोलर लेना चाहिए, किसी से भी लो, आप मेरे से मत लो, किसी से भी खरीदो, but adopt it. Because समवेयर और दी अदर जब आप सोलर एनर्जी यूज कर रहे हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं कोयले का जो क्वांटिटी है जो उस पर्टिकुलर बिजली को बनाने में जाता है वो कम हो रहा है, और उस माइनिंग में जो आदमी लिप्त है, जो लेबर बेचारा जिसको एस्बेस्टोस और सॉरी एस्बेस्टोस बोल रहा हूँ, सॉरी, जिसको कोयले के खदान में दिन भर काम करना पड़ता है और वो सांस की बीमारियां होती है और तरह तरह की बीमारियां होती हैं, वो उस चीज से बच रहा है। तो यू आर हैविंग health benefit, you are actually helping that particular guy, saving coal, आप fossil fuels के emission से बचा रहे हो, green house gases से बचा रहे हो, there are multiple benefits and you are also saving your own money. If you are putting 1 lakh
Exactly.
rupees today, you are saving same amount of money in around 3.5 and 4 years. आज की डेट में सोलर का ROI 3.5 4 साल में हो जाता है, return on investment. So the most important thing is the message should pass on.
How
If I
should
can
these
inspire you, you should pass it on to someone else.
how should these messages be passed to the students through their textbooks? बच्चों को तो पढ़ा दिया जाता है बेसिकली, आजकल के इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम में है कि अगर कुछ भी अवेयरनेस फैलानी है चैप्टर में डाल दो, बट दैट इज रियली नॉट ऑल टू क्रिएट अवेयरनेस कि एक चैप्टर बुक में डाल दिया. सो फॉर द यंग, for the students who are growing up at this age, their sense of attainment बोल दो या attention बोल दो becomes a major part in sustainability also.
It becomes.
Yes.
So that is why I am an advocate of learning through experiments. I mean,
Yeah.
even स्कूल में हम सब पढ़े हैं यार, इवन मैं भी उसी टाइप के स्कूल में गया हूँ जिस टाइप के स्कूल में प्रोबेबली आप भी गए हो, हमने एक ही
Yes.
चीजें पढ़ी हैं, लेकिन आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस नॉट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम बट लेटर ऑन इन माय लाइफ, जब मुझे समझ में आया कि क्या है गवर्नेंस, क्या होती है हिस्ट्री, क्या है पॉलिटिक्स, क्या है सिविक्स, क्या है ज्योग्राफी, क्या है, आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट मैनर, एंड प्रोबेबली आपने अलग तरीके से एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा। जो हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं वही रिटेन करते हैं। तो कुछ लोग ऐसा होता है, और हमारे साथ भी ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको क्लीन एनर्जी या ग्रीन एनर्जी में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। कुछ लोग हैं जिनको है उनको आप बताओ और आगे बढ़ाओ,
Yeah.
जिनको नहीं है उनको जिस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है वो करें, इट डजंट मैटर। आप यू शुड लिसन टू योर हार्ट, and it's very important because there is something very important that is being brewing inside you that needs to come out.
And
वो
yeah,
मैसेज जानना बहुत जरूरी है।
and there's a quote actually, and you also keep the, saying that you should not force it upon anyone, right? So that is
Yes,
what you
yes.
keep saying कि आप नहीं force कर सकते किसी को change करने के लिए.
करना भी नहीं चाहिए, फोर्स करना मतलब फिर तो मैं सेलर बन गया एक तरीके से, और
हाँ.
अगर मैं सेलर हूँ तो फिर तो जीत होगी हार भी होगी, लेकिन अगर मैं एक इन्फ्लुएंसर हूँ and not in the stricter sense of things, I'm not a Twitter or maybe TikTok influencer, but
हाँ.
अगर मैं एक
Yeah, it is very important nowadays to actually clarify कि आप कौन से influencer हो, rather than being a social media influencer every time.
yes. So if you are an influencer like someone like me, then हार और जीत का सवाल ही नहीं। मैं तो उम्मीद ही करता हूँ कि मैं 100 लोगों को समझाऊंगा तो उसमें से 10% ही टर्न अप होंगे।
Exactly.
तो then that's how it works.
So you have a complete focus on being an influencer in real life rather than being on Instagram or Twitter.
And you can actually get an idea by thinking that अभी हम लोगों ने 1 megawatt, that is 1000 kilowatt सोलर
Yes.
रूफटॉप्स इंस्टॉल कर दिए हैं इसी इन्फ्लुएंसर से। ऐसे नहीं कि कोई हमारे पास वॉक इन करके आया हो, मैं एक एक कस्टमर को पर्सनली जानता हूँ, मिला हूँ, एंड इट्स ऑल अबाउट इन्फ्लुएंस। मी एंड माय पार्टनर एक्चुअली वो भी काफी इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, हमारी पूरी टीम ही इन्वॉल्व रहती है, बट स्टिल
That is really like you're moving ahead with the example by yourself, Ankit. So you must be proud of
yes,
yourself. If not, yeah, I hope it makes your day. We are proud of you. There are very few
great.
people who are actually taking care of the planet. There are very few people who actually talk about sustainability. There are very few people, even from the ones who talk about sustainability and still keep you're deteriorating the resources. So if you are working in the field, just going down and खुद एक एग्जाम्पल अगर आप सेट कर रहे हो, बड़ी चीज है. So it needs to be recognized. So who do you think, is it more need to have the lessons, regarding sustainable development or environment, students or adults?
I think adults should be more aware of it and they should understand it. There are two reasons. First, adults बच्चों को समझा सकते हैं, पढ़ा सकते हैं, टीन्स को या एकदम छोटे बच्चों को, तो adults वैसे ही responsible होते हैं। Like दूसरी चीज जो मुझे लगती है कि adults are more focused, they are more empowered to work एंड क्रिएट समथिंग न्यू, क्योंकि कोई भी अडल्ट होगा वो हमेशा एक वे आउट ढूंढता है कि मैं इस चीज से क्या कर सकता हूँ।
Exactly.
इकोनॉमिक हो सकता है, पैसा कमाने के लिए हो सकता है, फेम के लिए, किसी चीज के लिए। वो जो एक ड्राइव होती है, वो जो एक एम्बिशन होता है ना, दैट मेक्स थिंग्स हैपन। एंड अगर हम एक अडल्ट को एम्पावर करेंगे, अगर हम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान देंगे, अगर हमारी गवर्नमेंट इस तरीके की रूल्स लाती है, जो कोशिश करी है गवर्नमेंट ने, बट आई थिंक मेजर रिफॉर्म इज रिक्वायर्ड एनीवेज। अगर हम ये करते हैं तो आप अपने आप देखेंगे कि वी विल डेवलप, एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली कंपेयर इट साइड बाय साइड विद एनी डेवलप्ड कंट्री। आप लेवल ऑफ फ्रीडम देखिए यंगस्टर्स में, और यहाँ पे लेवल ऑफ फ्रीडम इन यंगस्टर्स। यहाँ पे तो लेवल ऑफ फ्रीडम होती है तो उन्हें रिबल्स बोलते हैं, रिबल्स की कैटेगरी में आ जाते हो। तो
Exactly.
वो एक फ्रीडम का डिसर्न करना बहुत जरूरी है। एंड मैंने तो पर्सनली फील किया है कि स्टार्टअप्स को क्या प्रॉब्लम होती है। मैं टैक्स भर भर के पागल हो चुका हूँ, जिस चीज में टैक्स होना ही नहीं चाहिए। हमारी कमाई नहीं होती है, बट हम फिर भी कोशिश तो हम करेंगे। हार देखिए, मैंने एज आई टोल्ड यू, हार और जीत का तो सवाल ही नहीं है। मैं तो यहाँ इन्फ्लुएंस करने के लिए बैठा हूँ कि लोग इसको
Exactly.
अडेप्ट कर ले। सो इस टाइप के मैं ये नहीं कहता कि मुझे रिकॉग्नाइज करे गवर्नमेंट, बट गवर्नमेंट शुड कीप एन आई ओपन फॉर क्या डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, क्या डेवलपमेंट उसे चाहिए ऑन ग्राउंड।
समय के साथ
इस
क्या क्या
टाइप की
बदल
चीजों पे
सकता है,
फोकस
there are
करना
various
चाहिए।
things. And startups को तो ऑलरेडी काफी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, तो startups are doing well in past 5-6 years. I mean, एक अलग ही उसका भी
See,
एक अलग
where
wave
there is a will, there is a way। एक
है
स्टार्टअप
way.
खोलने वाला आदमी वैसे ही बहुत एम्बिशियस होता है। He
Yeah,
can fight his way out, we know that, but that doesn't mean that someone else should demean the person। I mean, स्टार्टअप अच्छा कमाएगा तो गवर्नमेंट उसको सपोर्ट ही करना चाहिए, उसको दबाना नहीं चाहिए।
that fighting spirit is still required inside. वो एक warrior वाली जो trait होती है. So
Rather
yeah,
than making entrepreneurship या startup a buzzword, people should understand it, what it really means।
exactly. So whatever you have written in Canneti, the War of Canneti is a kind of sci-fi, but there are many other books in line that you're working upon. So how do you see those books coming out as a fiction or a non-fiction or completely based on facts and figures?
As of now, most of them are fiction। The reason being, मेरा as you said earlier also, imagination थोड़ा सा अच्छा है, मुझे ऐसा फील होता है। मैंने
हाँ,
बहुत सारे ऐसे सिनेरियोज इमेजिन किए हैं अपनी लाइफ पे या कभी, और मैं बहुत झूठ भी बोलता हूँ इमेजिन करके नई नई चीजें।
that's all right.
इट्स लाइक समथिंग दैट डजंट हर्ट एनीवन, बट हाँ, बहुत कहानियां बना के बोलना वो मेरी आदत है। तो मुझे लगता है मैं फिक्शन ही लिखूंगा इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो। देयर इज अ स्नीक पीक ऑफ माई नेक्स्ट नॉवल इन द बुक। आखिरी में जो एक पेज है, एक चैप्टर है उसका, इफ यू लाइक, आई थिंक पीपल विल लाइक इट। इट्स बेस्ड इन दिल्ली। इट हैज अ टच ऑफ साईफाई एंड समथिंग दैट जो जिनको वॉर ऑफ कर्नेटी पसंद आएगी उनको ये नॉवेल जरूर पसंद आएगी। उसी
Related to
टाइप में।
and when you're saying it is related to Delhi, तो काफी audiences के कान तो ऐसे ही खड़े हो गए होंगे knowing कि okay,
हाँ,
so there's another book coming in. We
यस।
must have
एंड
that one.
दिल्ली इसलिए क्योंकि मेरी पहली नौकरी दिल्ली में थी। दिल्ली में मैं बहुत टाइम बिताया है, मैंने सारी चीजें दिल्ली में सीखी है, टू बी वेरी
Totally
ट्रू।
relating with you. Totally relating with you. Yeah, I must say that. Anyways, it's nice to listen to your stories, Ankit. And there are many more things bugged up inside your head that needs to be written down on papers. And the audiences must be very much into this, knowing ki chalo, it's not the first and last, but also the author is having too much to share with us.
राइट।
Uh, but okay, so I'll conclude this session. Ankit, it was a very beautiful and insightful session of all the things you shared with us about sustainability, about the environment, about the thing you are doing, about the influencing thing you keep doing around the society. That is actually great and needs to be recognized. That is an incredible job. Like being a regular citizen, like everybody else, you are still taking that initiative. That is in itself tells a lot about your persona. So your last words, please. Like, please go on. Please share with the audience the last words about everything.
I think the you should listen to your heart first of all। That is the main message that I want to convey, and that is how I live my life। बहुत मुश्किल होता है एक्चुअली इस चीज को करना। ऐसा लगता है कि बोलना बहुत आसान है, और खासकर स्क्रीन की इस साइड से मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो और आसान लगता है। इट्स एक्चुअली वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डू। एंड इफ यू really have the, I would say, guts, yeah, maybe the perseverance, you can do it। Everyone has a dream, everyone has an ambition, something that they want to do with their life. और अगर आप ठान लेते हैं करना है तो फिर करना है, then nothing can stop you. और ना कई लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो ये बोलते हैं अरे यार उस टाइम पे अगर मैंने ये कर लिया होता
That
तो आज मैं
regret
कहीं
feeling.
और होता. तो वो जो रिग्रेट है ना उसको वहीं खत्म कर दो. यू शुड नॉट से दैट. कोई आपको नहीं रोक सकता आपको करना. दैट सेम थिंग हैपेंड विद द बुक. आई हैव अ किड हु इज 1 year old. अभी दिसंबर में 1 साल का हुआ है. He was, मैंने जब ये बुक लिखी तो वो इतना छोटा था. ही नीडेड अटेंशन ऑल द टाइम. और मेरी वाइफ की भी तबीयत ऑब्वियसली अभी भी डिलीवरी हुई थी तो उनकी भी तबीयत इतनी कुछ खास नहीं थी. बट आई हैड डिसाइडेड कि मैं लिख के रहूंगा एंड आई डिड इट. एंड द वन थिंग दैट इंस्पायर्ड मी वाज लियो टॉल्स्टॉय के 13 बच्चे थे जब उन्होंने वॉर एंड पीस लिखी.
Yes, I have also read this somewhere.
हाँ, it is well known fact. तो ऐसी चीजें और इंस्पायर कर जाती है कि यार जब वो कर सकते हैं हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते. एवरीवन स्टार्टेड आउट समथिंग स्मॉल. बाद में वो बड़े बने. मैं बड़ा बनूं या नहीं बनूं दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग बट द मैसेज शुड गो आउट. एंड इसी चीज को मैंने कंक्लूड किया है अपनी बुक के 13th चैप्टर में. स्टे अवे टू हेवन करके चैप्टर का नाम है. एंड 2 पेज हैं जिसमें मैंने कोशिश करी है ये एक्सप्लेन करने की हाउ इट गोज. एंड कई लोगों को ये सवाल रहता है ना भगवान ने बनाया क्या के लिए.
एक फेवरेट चैप्टर भी था आपका इस बुक में, if I remember, chapter
यही
number 13. Please
it
share
is
about,
chapter
please share an insight about that for the audience.
chapter 13 happens when our hero is like dead and he goes to heaven and meets God. अभी वो गॉड को देखता है और फिर उनके बीच में कॉन्वर्सेशन होती है. तो लाइक अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग आप अगर अभी भगवान को देखें तो क्या करेंगे. पहले तो डर जाएंगे. फिर आप पूछेंगे कि भैया तुम ये सब बनाया क्या के लिए आपने. व्हाट इज द पर्पस बिहाइंड ऑल दिस.
Yes.
That is उस पॉइंट पे I have tried to explain from God's point of view कि भैया why I created the world and what is expected out of you. That is I have tried to summarize in these 2 pages. Just 2 pages. ज्यादा ज्ञान नहीं बांटा है मैंने क्योंकि I think I am not a philosopher, more of a fiction writer. So maybe अगर लोगों को वो पसंद आता है तो मैं आगे in future लिखूंगा. But for the time being it's fiction that is taking up most of it.
I truly hope कि लोगों को आपके सारे pieces पसंद आए. The work you are doing really, needs to be transmitted to society. और अगर आप screen से, the audiences who must have been watching this session काफी कुछ सीख के जाएंगे यहाँ से. Like, एक होता है कि you like an author and if you are seeing him doing so many great things, it is absolutely knowledgeable and inspiring at the same time. So I will end this session here. It was a very beautiful talk we had with each other. It was a very beautiful conversation. Though I took it out, the act of never giving up, that fighter thing that has, that is inside you, you must keep that burning. That entrepreneurship mind, the author's imagination. You're all in one, Ankit, I must say that. So it was really very beautiful talking to you. And I'd like to thank you for joining us in this session. Apart from that, I'll also wish कि आगे और भी लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल हमारे होते रहे. आप और बुक्स लिखते रहो, हमारी ऐसी कॉन्वर्सेशन होती रहे. Best of luck for the future endeavors, Ankit.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you. Really enjoyed it. Thank you. Best of luck to you.
All right. Have a great day.